Hello, this is Mrs. Ross, and this is the starred problems video for lesson 71. You may want to get yourself a calculator so you can calculate the final answers as we go along. Let's get started. So this is the practice set. I did this in another video. And then our first starred problem is this. On his first two tests, he had an average score of 80. On his next three tests, his average score was 90. What was his average for all five? So we know that average is equal to the sum over how many? So what we have here is we have 2 times 80 plus 3 times 90 all over 5. And that will give you your answer. Let's pick a different color. Use a ratio box to solve this problem. All right, let me go ahead and get it started here. Ratio box. This is my ratio. These are my actual numbers. The ratio of new pens to used pens total is 4 to 7. In all, there were 242 new pens and used pens, so that's the total. How many new pens were there? So we're going to use, let's use green. We're going to use, that's an X. This row and this row, we're going to make a proportion. And then we're going to cross multiply. So we have 11x equals 4 times 242. Okay, you're going to use your calculator to calculate this. So 11x equals whatever that is, and then you're going to divide by 11 to get your answer. Okay, diagram this statement, then answer the question. When Rosario finished page 78, she was 3/5 of the way through her book. 3/5. So this tells me how many boxes I need. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I just need 5 boxes. Why does it look so wonky? Okay. There we go. So 3/5 is here, and she got to page 78. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide 78 by 3 to find out what goes in these boxes. So this is 2, 6. So 26 goes in each of these boxes. Okay, we know that 2/5 is left to read. So let's see what the questions are. How many pages are in her book? You'll have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 26 to find that out. And then how many pages does she have left to read? Just 2/5, so 2 times 26 is your answer. Okay, find the surface area of the box in problem 9. This is problem 9. Find the number of 1-inch cubes. So they want volume. Number 9 is volume, so that's length times width times height, which is 4 times 4 times 4, which will give you your answer. And then surface area is a little bit different. For a cube, it's actually not too bad. I keep losing my, okay, there we go. So a cube has 6 faces, and the area of one face is length times width, which is 4 times 4. Okay, so that's the area of one face. Once you find the area of one face, to find the surface area, you're going to multiply by 6. So whatever you get here, you'll plug in here, and this will give you your answer. Okay, keep in mind this is length, this is height, this is width. Okay, circumference. So circumference, there are 2 formulas. There's 2 times pi times radius, or there's pi times diameter. So let's see what we have. Here we have diameter, So we're going to use the second one, and we're supposed to use 3.144 pi. So circumference is pi times diameter, or 3.14 times 28, and you'll get your answer, and it will be in centimeters. That's great. Okay, here I have radius, so I'm going to use the first one, 2 times pi times r. So I have 2, and I'm going to put this over 1 because they want me to use a fraction for pi. Okay, 22 over 7 times 14 over 1. And what I'll end up doing is I'll multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, and then divide to get the answer. Okay, let's see. How did your method for finding circumference circle differ? Okay, we used diameter in A and radius in B. Okay, write each number in scientific notation. Remember, scientific notation has the, like if I were going to write a template or a form for scientific notation, it has one number in front of the decimal times 10 to some sort of exponent. Okay, here I have two numbers, so I'm going to have to move this one. So I have 2.5 times 10 to the 1 times 10 to the 6. Now I can add the exponents here, 2.5 times 10 to the 7th. Over here, same thing, 2.5 times 10 to the 1 times 10 to the negative 6. 2.5 times 10 to the 1 plus negative 6. So your answer should be what? Okay, draw a rectangular prism. Do, 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 do. That's as good as it's going to get. Okay. A rectangular prism has how many vertices? That's a fancy math word for corners. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Equals 8. Okay. This says solve and check. We're just going to solve. So here we're adding, so we're going to have to subtract. Subtract. And we'll come down. This is nothing, this is equals, and our answer will be right here. Here we have 3/4 x this, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to multiply by the reciprocal. So the reciprocal is 4/3. What I do to one side of equals, I have to do to the other side. This ends up being 12 over 12x is equal to 48 times 4 over 1 times 3. 12 over 12 is 1. You'll multiply and then you will divide to find your answer. Okay, what is the name of a parallelogram? So that means two pairs of equal sides, whose sides are equal in length but angles are not necessarily right. So like, this is a parallelogram. The sides can be the same length. The angles are not necessarily right angles. So this is a rhombus. All right, ooh, super fun. Here we go. So this is -5 plus -6. It's the same sign. So I add and keep the sign. So that's -11 minus, this is absolute value. So remember, absolute value is always positive. The absolute value of -7 is 7, and the absolute value of 7 is 7. So this is -7. Okay. -11 minus 7 is -18. Okay. This is a subtraction problem, so we're going to keep, change. 15 plus 24, I believe that's 9. So 24 is larger, so this is going to be +9 minus +8. We have another keep, change. So that gives me 1. Okay, here, keep, change. We can only do that with subtraction problems. Keep that. This is positive. This is positive. So this is -4/5 plus a +1/5. So addition rules are, since they are opposite signs, we subtract and keep the sign of the larger. So 4 minus 1 is 3. 4 is larger than 1, so this is negative. Oh, and that's it. Let me know if you have any questions.